Hello and welcome to my new tutorial time with MJ. How you doing? How you doing? I hope all is well and everything is all cool. I have never done a tutorial before, so bear with me. I will try my best. In my first ever tutorial, I am going to show you how I built my first starter house in Metacraft Season 3. And this is the build that we're going to be learning how to do today. I'm going to be building this in the same color scheme that I did, but if you wanted to, you can do any block palette you choose. So I've mapped out the build layout, and I've also put the numbers there, as you can see, of what blocks go where. So if you want to just pause it and count them in between. As you walk into this build, there is some stairs. So we are going to be building the floor first. So let's get on with that. So in our mapped out area, we just basically put the blocks down in between our colored wall markings. And now the floor is in with our chosen block. We want to go around the colored wall. We want to go 4 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to follow this all the way around. And with our chosen block, we have done the bottom layer, the ground floor of our build. But if you come over here and look, there is some details. Because when I designed it, I didn't want a flat wall here. So I have gone around with some stairs and some blocks. So with our chosen block, I started here. So 2 on this face here, and 1 here and here, and 1 on each corner of this wall. This is the 14 block. And just to go around in the corners and just add the block that you want. So now we have added some blocks to the corners just to give it a little bit more character to this flat wall. So now what we're going to do is get our stairs of choice. And we're going to go around the corners like so. We are going to miss 1 here. So we're going to 1, 1, miss 1. And on the one that we have missed, we are going to add a wall, just like this. So now if we go around, we have stair, stair, wall, stair, stair, wall, stair, 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 wall, stair, and so on around the sides, every corner. So now it's not so flat, so it gives this bottom area a little bit more character. But we can add a little bit more character, but just by going around these straight areas here. So we have a really straight wall here. We could just add a stair right here. And here is the front where the door is going to be. You have noticed that I have put the stairs like this, but this is wrong. We put the stairs like this. And just to separate these corners here, so then we can actually have our stairs to go in. So we can put our door here, just add a block. And then we can put some more stairs here. And this will be where our front door is. You have noticed that I'm not doing any texturing at this point. Because how I build, I make the actual shell itself first, and then add where I want textures last. So that's the method that we are going to do in this tutorial. So now the groundwork is done, we want to add these borders. And as you can see, I have 2 different types of cherry wood, and I will show you why I have 2 different types in a minute. First, we want to trace around where our wall is, just so we got some separations. So now we are left with something like this. And we want to go up, so now we're going to add 3 blocks to our existing block in the corners, just like this. So now our build is looking something like this, and we want to add our next block of choice, which in my case is bone. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 across here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1. So now our build is looking something like this. Let's just go up here just so you can have a proper look before we move on to the next step. So the next step for our build is to add some slabs and stairs. And we're going to put the stairs on these columns here, and we're going to put the slabs in between. So we want something like this. So now our build is looking something like this. To give it a little bit more character to the next layer that we're going to do, we want to come over to this section here. And we want to add 2 more slabs just to add a little bit more character. Plus, it acts kind of like a porch area. So now we have something like this. Again, you can texture it as you build, but for simplicity, I am just going to be doing the bare block palette. Our next step, we want our cherry block again, and we want to put the cherry blocks on top of the slab. So we're going to go all the way around. And when we get to the corners, we want to put the other cherry block variant here, so we don't see the pink inside, so that we get this nice little bit here. We don't want that one there. And we want to add another one here as well, so that we have kind of like an M shape in the corner. And then we want to continue going around with this. So then again, we're here at the corner, so we want to come here like so. So then we have another M shape in the corner. And then we'll continue going around. So now we are left with something like this. And as you can see, the textures on the side are slightly different. So if you wanted to fix it, you don't have to. Just put a random block on the top. Get rid of this. And then just angle it up there. Get rid of these blocks. So then the texture fits all the way around. That's if you want to do that. I missed a step. Forgive me. So this bit is going to be slightly different from what we did here. We're going to go all the way around with slabs. So now we're left with something like this, but it does look a little bit flat. To give a little bit more character, we want to add the stair at the bottom of the slab. And in these corners, we are adding some stairs right here. So now what we want to do, we want to go around with our stairs and we want to put them in line with this line here and the stairs at the top. So now we have more detail at the bottom, and I should have done that when we done this little bit, but this is my first tutorial, so mistakes will be made. And in this section here, this is where we can add our porch area, so that we can just maybe remove that. Up to you, of course. You can add some stairs here and couple of stairs here, like so. Or even if you wanted to, you could put it at an angle as well, like this, just to give it a little bit more character. Okay, now we're caught up to the top of the building. So now we're going to add some more support, and we want to go 5 high, not including this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to put that there, and we want to put one here as well. So now our build looks something like this. So now we're going to add our bone block, or any block of choice, in between the walls. So now we're at this stage. Right, what I'm going to do is going to go up to the top. Then you can see where the pillars are and where the walls are. So I'm just going to pause here for a second. And the next step is to get our cherry wood, or block of choice, and we just want to follow it all the way around. So now we have a nice frame where the wall is and where the support beams are, and that is all the way around. So now we look like this. And just to note, when we done the corners here with the M shape, I didn't do it on this corner, just to add a little bit more character to the build, because we don't want everything looking exactly the same. That's the whole point. We want a little bit more variety in the corners. Our next step is to get our slabs and stairs back, and we want to go around basically what we have done on this level and this level. Get our stairs, and we want to add them in these corners like so. And in between, we want to put the slabs. You've probably noticed by now I haven't done any windows. This is how I usually build. I get the shape of our building first and then decide where I want to put the windows. But in this case, you can see where I have chose to put the windows. Another step I forgot to mention. Okay, we're above the door and we want to put some stairs here, following our columns. our support, whatever you want to call it. And then we want to add slabs. So we're going 2 deep. So now we have our balcony. We want to make it a little bit safer. So we're going to get the walls here. And we want to finish with a wall on this corner. And then we want to get a fence gate, any color of your choice. We want to put it right in between the walls like so. So now that's in, we know where our door is going to be. So now we've got something like this. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to this wall right here. And you can see where the support beam is. We want to come one over. And then we want to add one here and here. Okay, so we're just one over from here. And we've gone up. And we want to go 6 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same on here. Then we want to get our block of choice, and we want to just add it. So make kind of like a staircase thing, so we've got this kind of shape. We want to do that on the other side. So now we have something like this. And this is the only bit that we need to extend on this roof design. And with the roof design, you can see that I've textured it with the bricks and the slate. Now we have our stairs, and we want to go around on top of the slabs all the way around. When it comes to the corner, we want to extend one, and then we want to go in and extend. So it's a little bit separated from the actual border that we have going around here. When we get to this wall area, we just want to extend it by 1 because we want that little bit of depth that goes on this area. And as you can see on this build, we do have 2 different elevations on our roof. So we just want to go the stairs all the way up and down on the other side. But on this side, we have a block, stair, block, stair, block, stair, all the way up to the top. So what I suggest first is just to do this side. We just want to add stairs all the way up to the top and on the other side. And we want to do that. We want to extend this all the way up to this point here, and we're going to stop. So now we have this side done. If you were going to texture it, then I suggest doing it at the same time because it is a slight pain going back and having to retexture it. But because we're in creative, it's no big deal. We just want to add some more stairs to this side just to give it a little bit more character. And then we're left with something like that on that side. You may find connecting this roof to this roof, you may need to extend it a little bit, but for right now, we've just come up to this area here. So now what we want to do, we want to add some blocks. You don't have to do 2. You could probably do like this. So we just want to follow all the way around. We want to go 2 high. So we're exposing 1 block. You could put mud here, so then you're saving material if you wanted to. But I'm in creative, so it doesn't really matter. So as you can see what I've done some stairs here, and then a stair. Flipped over, a stair and a stair, because we are going to put a block right here. So let's just finish doing this, and then we can move on to the next step. Right, now we're at the back of our building, and I have stopped with the stairs at this point. This bit is slightly tricky. So what we want to do, we want to remove these 3. We want to extend the stairs. So we're going to do 2 extensions right here. But we add a block here. So this is the elevation. So we go in stair, block, stair, block, stair, all the way up to the top. So now we're going to bring this over, and then we want to add a block here. This is where we're going to have another stair. So this is where this part of the roof meets this part of the roof. Now we're going to go around with our blocks. So now we're on this side above the door and the balcony, and we want to add a stair here, a block here, and this is where we're going to join this roof to this roof. So now we're going to go around like so. We can join this roof up here like that. We want to leave a little bit here because we are going to add another block. And we want to go around the roof again. And at this point, you can kind of see the shape of this roof now. So now we have a slope. So as we go upwards, we're going to go obviously into the middle area. So we're just going to have one line here. And as we go, we are going to extend this roof just so it meets up, just like so. And the next step would be the stairs. So then we can meet this again with this roof. And we just continue this process until we get to the top. So now we're at this point of the build. We know where the roof is going to be on this side, so we can extend it right up to here. And then we can just concentrate on this side. So right now we are going to add some more blocks, add some more stairs, and the last blocks. And that is our roof done. I know it's slightly difficult merging two separate style roofs together, but patience is always a good thing. So now we have a complete shell, and I know where I'm going to put the windows because I've done it before. So I'm just going to add some windows here, here, and here, and we do have another window at the bottom right here. Now we got to this part of the build. This is where I would start putting textures, and as you can see over here, I have used diorite and polished diorite mixed in with the bone blocks just to break it up a little bit, because I do think that this palette works very well together. It all depends on what kind of style or block palette you choose for your builds. What I like to do when I do texturing is, yes, we have the bone block is our main block of choice. So when we come to texturing the builds, we only need to do a certain amount because we want our block of choice to be the dominant block. So then we could just add randomly, if you would like, wherever you want. So this kind of breaks it up a little bit. So this adds a little bit of wear and tear to the build. And just to add texture to the bottom layer, I have used the mud block with the rooted block. And I have used the brick stair and brick block and some walls as well. But that's it. That's my first tutorial ever. I hope it was helpful. And if it was helpful, maybe click subscribe and the like button, just so it helps me out and it tells me that you're interested in stuff like this. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next tutorial with MJ. Until next time, guys, take it easy.